Hi, I'm your coach Nick. I just come from training and I feel so pumped. Now, I have to answer you a couple of questions today. I'll try to make two videos, one question, one video, 5-6 minutes, the other one the same, to make clear in your mind. If I put too many questions in one video, probably you mix it up. Now, all these are your questions. People are asking more these questions than any other questions. So, I got one here from Pablo Riviera, here, probably from Mexico. One of the questions people ask is about the training, cutting phase or bulking phase, whatever. Say, what is the best to do, how many months this one to training the cutting, and how many months the bulking, if it's supposed to be bulking in the winter time and it's supposed to be cutting on the summertime. Too much confusion, and every time you start to talk for something, you mix it up yourself. To tell you the truth, I don't care about it, cutting and bulking and everything, because to do the cutting, people talking about cutting, and when they say cutting, number one, they're talking about cut the weight, the heavy weight. You have to be more exercise, more sets, more reps, more everything, and less food or whatever. So the bottom line coming down to, if you don't know what you're doing, if you're not expert, you or somebody expert, follow your steps, you're stuffed up completely. You're not going to be anything. I did this by myself for the last 3 months. Actually, for 3 months, more than 3 months, 6 months. And I lost 12 kilo. I want to lose 12 kilo. But from the stomach area, I don't lose it much. But I lose all from my biceps and from my shoulders and from my chest. And I said, what the heck coming down? It's not the best thing you do, isn't it? So I believe, like many other bodybuilders believe, like Lee Priest used to say, it's not cutting or off-season or in-season or whatever. You just keep training the same thing all year round. And I tell you the difference. You have to train heavy. You still have to do low reps. I mean, no lower than 6. And you have to hit hard your muscle, short hard training and go home. And but when we're talking about cutting now, you want to cut. How you can cut if you're training with the low reps, a few sets and a few exercises? I tell you how. You reduce 2 slices bread, or 1 potato, or that much rice from one part from the day diet you eat. You don't need. A lot of people, they believe they can drop down about from 2,000 calories, 1,000 calories. No, you have to play with a few calories, 300 calories, 400 calories, 500 calories. Drop that a day, and you have to add a lot of cardio. People hate cardios. You have to walk 45 minutes in the morning and 45 minutes in the evening for 1 week. It's not going to last forever. Hey, we're talking about cutting period for a month or for 3 weeks. So you can lose in weight, you can lose in not weight, you can burn body fat, I can say better. And then on the end, you're happy with yourself because you start to see some veins out and this and that. But if you go otherwise, just I'm going to go to the cutting eye. And the funny thing, let me tell you this. I don't like cutting. I like bulking. I like to sit down and people look at me from far away and say, this man, he's doing bodybuilding. Actually, one day somebody stopped me and I was just very tired and was cruising down in Europe and said to me, excuse me. I said, yes, you do bodybuilding. I said, I love that, to hear that. I said, how, I look like a bodybuilder? He said, yes. So that's I like to hear. To me, in this channel here, size matter. I don't care about if somebody have a 12-pack here, abdominals, and 24/7, he look nothing. I used to have a friend, he used to be Mr. Australia, and I didn't know him before when he won the trophies. And one day when I met him and said, I was Mr. Australia. Yeah, you Mr. Australia. I didn't believe it a bit what he says. He said, I got abdominals and everything. He lift up this, and he showed me the 6-pack. It was beautiful. But other than that, he doesn't look anything. Give you examples of cutting people. I'll give you 3 examples from cutting people. Bob Paris. And what was the other man who's Clarence Bass? Clarence Bass, the ripped person in early 60s, 70s. And what are they now? Who are these people? Mickey Mouse people, I mean, and you call this fitness or something? Yeah, fitness you can call fitness, but no bodybuilding. Frank Zane, I have nothing with that man. But he's the smallest person I've ever met in my life. And when he won 3 times Mr. Olympia, his biceps, the measurements here, from what I hear and what it says in the magazines, read in the magazines, I wasn't there. When in the measurements to win Mr. Olympia, it was 17 to 17.5 inches arm, which mine was always 21. So, to me, size matter again. If you like to separate the cutting of the bulking, I want to go to training the same thing every time. Of course, not the same exercises. The exercises, you must change them every time. As I said many times before, when I went to go to the gym, step inside, I said, I'm going to do, say, chest today, all right. Last week I started with the incline, flat, decline, or something else of light. This time I'm going to do, this week, this and this. Maybe completely all this out, maybe press the machines, this one up, or any other. To tell you, before I finish that, I think I make clear, I'd like to tell you one thing. The cutting, I'm not against cutting, but also said, you're supposed to know what you're doing. If you don't know, don't do it, because every training you do for the last 2 years, 3 years, you kind of lost everything in 2 months, and you have to start from the beginning, and you're not, and you kind of go home and stop training anymore. Let me tell you this. Cut is for people got muscle. Can you understand that? Muscle here? When you have a muscle here, you can cut. If you got chest, if you got this thing separation here, you know what I mean? If you can see me here, you must have this. And if you have this, then you can separate the cut in here. What you can cut if you haven't got no muscle? For God's sakes, most of the young kids in the gym, they got no arms, they got no chest, they got not this size here. No one have this. They have no back and say, I'm cutting. What you cutting? What? If you got 1 millimeter muscle and you cut, that can be 0.5 millimeter. You don't cut. You can't do crossovers. If you haven't got no muscle, you can't do flies. All this isolation exercise. The only machine you go in the gym and it's very occupied from everyone, it's the crossover machine, the triceps put down, all machines. Everybody and the benches, all the benches occupied because everybody like to sit down. I mean, if you have a pizza and your mobile on the other hand, then you're training, leg extensions. Yay, good, mate, good. And drink a beer on the other hand and have the mobile, I don't know. You need 3 or 4 hands to live in this society. So, do you understand my point? You must build. It's like, I think, give you an example. You have a 1 kilo block of butter and soft, and you press in the butter, a coin, and you don't see the coin. Okay, put it in hot fry pan and put a fire on it and start the butter melt until melt completely, and say, here is a coin. You found the coin because you melt the butter. It's the same like if you got muscle and fat and everything and you want to cut, you can cut and you do the isolation exercise. Otherwise, talking about isolation exercise, don't do it. If you're going to do 3 exercises for chest, do 2 basic exercises, and if you want to, do 1 isolation exercise. A lot of kids do arms, for example. Every exercise on arms is concentration curls and everything. I mean, listen. Again, you need to have a size and working on that size. You can't, most of the people, they haven't got no triceps. See, to build up these triceps here, you see this mother here? If you want to build triceps like this, I can cut in these triceps, you know. I got triceps to cut. But if you don't have triceps at all, why are you gonna cut? So that's all I have to say about this. I'm not against. If you want to do it, cut, do it. But try my program, my system. There's no system. Just training the same thing. 3 exercises, don't do 4. Heavy, 6 to 8 repetitions. Anything you got. One day I asked Linda Murray, if you know Linda Murray, 8 times Miss Olympia. And I said, I know you're a busy woman. Just tell me one question, because the advanced people ask only one question. They don't ask how many years, how many this, how many that. So, okay, one question only. Tell me, what I have to do when I go to the gym, to have overall progress. She said, you're going to training hard, you're going to training smart, and you're going to training, stay in the gym quick, like 50 minutes. Do anything hard and powerful and concentration, and all your heart, go in there and go out. Go home, live your life, have fun, eat well, because the food, it's everything. The food is everything. People can do extremely beautiful training, heavy training, good training, everything, no mistake. And you listen to me now and say, I know you got problems, and you listen to me now. Otherwise, you're not gonna listen to me. So, what is the problem? It's the food. The next problem is the food. People try to build up training in the gym, build up this small, that small. How you need a lot of food here to make the food. You need everything to just fill up your body. And then you can make bigger and bigger and bigger. How you can make bigger when your body says, hey mate, I'm starving. So, okay, remember all this. Bye for now, and if you got any other question, let me know. In the meantime, I'm gonna make the next video just in 5 minutes from now about the aspartic acid. That's another question people ask me. If work, like testosterone boosting, or it's not working. I'm gonna tell you in the next video. Okay, see you now.